Okay, so what I'm doing is I cut the end off of this one here. As you can see, I cut it off with the grinder. I just used it. That's a good chunk of copper. I wasn't leaving it on there. But I have a few of these big ones that I'm doing that came from the cleaners. This one here is an easy one too. I'm just going to slice it and then it should just peel. I'll just do one side of it with the grinder, just straight down it. These ones, I don't know because I can't really get into it. So this one here is going to be a little more interesting because the aluminum coating is actually attached to the inside here. So this one I'm going to have to give a little more thought to, or if anybody has any suggestions, anybody that's had these before, I've never grinded these ones ever off. I normally would just say, "Nah, heck with it," but you know what? I figured why not? Everybody else is doing it. I'll give you a show of the ones that I have, the big ones I got, and we'll go from there. But these ones here, you can't get the grinder into the side like these ones here. These ones here you can, as you can see. You'll see you can get a grinder down in. Let's see if I can show you here. So you can get the grinder down alongside here and cut it down in the side. Like you can see how I cut it. Here you can get a hole into it, where these ones here you can't. There's no lip in behind there to get in there. I mean, I suppose I could cut it here, but then it's just like... Or my other option is to actually get in there and cut all along here with the wire cutters. And I'm not much for doing that. That's just one of the reasons why I don't do it. Because I'm not doing it. If that's what it comes to, this will just go as copper content, which for me I believe is 23 cents a pound. So that's what my next option is. That's what's going to be happening if I can't get it off. So I'll be leaving it. I'm going to pry that other end off. Right now, as you can see, my niece is not here. She's down at the outside furnace because it's cold in the house again. We got cold and dampness and rain. That's all we've been getting. And it's not raining at the current moment, but it's gloomy like it's going to rain again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one. And then I'll pull the wire off these, because this is worth it for me. I'll pull these ones off. They're easy. I don't mind like a few seconds of grinder and whatever, but I'm not spending like hours on something that, for me, I just don't have the time for that. I mean, I've got 7 or 8 of these, and they're heavy. Like, I'm not kidding. These bench, like, they're heavy. Like, I mean, I'll put it on the scale, so just hold on. Okay, so I put it on the scale. I'm going to show you what it weighed. It's not too light. It weighs right there, so... As you can see, it's about 17 pounds. Well, probably 18 because the scale's up. It's fluctuating up and down, so it's probably closer to 18 pounds. So 18 pounds of these, and I have 7 of them. So you times that, if I get rid of them, for 23 cents a pound. Just to get rid of them, if I do. But I'm looking for suggestions from anybody that's maybe ever had one of these. I've had them before, but I never take them apart. So like I said, I'm not into cutting them with the wire cutters, guys, so... And the grinder, you can't get in. There's no lip. The aluminum is too tight, as you can see. Look, see how much... I can't get into where it's actually attached in there far enough because it'd be back a bit further, but in here. And I'm not going to cut all this aluminum off. There's no way that's happening. It's attached to the steel piece inside. So if you have any suggestions, and there's quite a few of you that actually take these apart and use grinders or they use wire cutters, but I'm not using wire cutters. It's just too much effort for me, and it would take way too long. So, any other ideas? If you think the grinder can do something, or do you think maybe another saw? I have cutoff saws. I mean, my other option is I suppose I could go get the cutoff saw, the big outside one, and maybe just cut it right down through here, down through the middle, and then, I don't know, see where that takes me. Cut it in 4 sections, this way, maybe in this way. Who knows, you know? That could be another thing I might do. I've got them sitting outside right now. I might just leave them out there, or I may get rid of them. It depends on how I feel. And if I fall over them, they're gone. So let me know, guys, if you've got any suggestions. Leave them in my comments because I'd love it. Thank you very much. Okay, so as you can see, I already cut that off from the part of it there when I showed you. It came from the other side. So that's when I cut it off. Now I'm just going to see if I can pry these out. So, bucket. And we're going to see what we can do. I don't have it in the vise, so you'll have to bear with me and see what we can get them out. I've got a hammer, a pair of wire cutters here, but I don't think I need the wire cutters. So we'll just keep over here. And I'm using just an old screwdriver that I use for pounding. I don't use good screwdrivers. I just use crap ones that are free. So people always throw them out, but you know what? In a scrap world, man, you can definitely use them. At least I do, for pounding and prying on stuff. As you can see, it's starting to come. I gotta flip it over so I can get it out. They really don't want to come out too easily for me today. But we're getting there. I work my way around it. This was actually a home light. I don't know what even came out of. I don't even know what this came out of. I just know that it, actually I think I got it from the high school, come to think of it. I don't know what the project they were doing over there, but it was over there and I picked it up and I'm like, I just figured I'd cut it because like I said, it had the copper in it, so, but it is coming. So maybe I'll just put a tap or so on the side. It'd be easier, I guess, if I had it in the vise, but we'll just go with this. Give it a few taps on this end, push them through, then go around the other side and pull them out. As long as I can make them where they're going to actually pull through a lot easier than what they actually are, will be good. These are thick. I'm not kidding. These ones are really thick. So, as you can see, some of them are starting to come out, but I don't have my gloves on either, so I don't want to cut my hands, so I don't really put my gloves on. It'd be different if it was winter. I'd be wearing my gloves, but in the summer I don't wear them as much. I get them out, but this is a force of habit from wearing them all winter. And then when summer comes, I just don't really wear them a lot. I'm always constantly cleaning my hands after I'm done. Unless it's something really greasy, like really, really bad, then I try to get it off my hands because it actually gets into my skin and then it's just, that's not good. So it depends on what I'm doing. Like this stuff is pretty dry, so, but it's coming. And I know it's like paint drying watching me do this probably. Some of you are probably like saying, wow, she's really struggling at it. I'm like, I'm not really struggling, I'm not even really, you know. I don't usually do these, to be honest. I only do the big ones, and this one rated for that, so the little ones, I don't do the little ones. Like some people like to do the little fan ones out of the vacuums and stuff. I couldn't be bothered to do them ones. I mean, yes, it's a lot of copper and it does add up, but if I was to, you know, do it, it would just be a lot of work for me for time that I don't have. Like, I mean, in the winter it's slower for me, but I fill the barn, like I fill the shop in here up a lot. Like I put a lot of stuff in here for the summer because it gets so busy for me. So there we go. It's starting to pull out now, as you can see. Working my way around, as you can see, it's starting to come out. So, and the other side, you can see it's starting to pull out. So, just a few more all the way around. So it just makes it take the bottom piece off, so it's not round all the way. But I didn't want to have to do it. So it leaves me with that option of having to, you know. It's almost there. It's coming. And yes, my niece has actually came back up, and now she's here, and she's holding the for me. She's being my Vanna White again. And I have no idea what else I'm doing today, guys, so y'all just have to wait and see how the day goes. We don't really know. We're still thinking about going to the movies again, so she wants to go see that new Pokemon. It's supposed to be a good comedy. It's like a mix again with, you know, like a cartoon and stuff. I mean, it's going to be a comedy. It's got Ryan Reynolds, and he's Canadian, so come on, it's got to be funny. You know? Talk about Deadpool, the guy that played Deadpool. He's in it. He's the one that does the voice. He does the voice for Pikachu. So it's got to be funny. I mean, this guy's funny. So I don't know. I have not, like I said, there isn't much to see other than John Wick's coming out. So Sass and I and April are probably going to go see it. I think it comes out Friday, so we're going to go see it, I think, the following week. We won't go when it's packed. We like a little bit, you know, not where everybody's packed in there like sardines. So we'll probably wait for at least the second week, maybe the second week, something like that. But we really like John Wick. We've watched a lot of them, so I'm not even struggling because I really should put a little effort into this, really. I'm sitting here talking away and I'm not really even getting it yet. It's coming. It just doesn't want to come for me. And prying up on it, I'm running out of space here to get the space in between it here. So what do we got in the back holding it? Not much. Alright. I got a couple that's still holding here. And I really don't want to cut anymore. I just want to get it pushed through and then pull the whole thing out. So I'm just going to use my punch here and give a few more gaps in between so it'll have a little more space to move around in there. This way it'll go through. Hopefully a lot easier than what it actually wants to read for some reason. In a few minutes, if I don't get it out, I'm going to put it back in the vise, and then you guys are going to probably not see it. And I'm going to put it in the vise and then pull it out. Because I can't hang on to it and do it. It doesn't want to. Okay, pause. Alright, so as you can see, I put it down on the ground. I stood on the edge of it, and then I just took the hammer and I clipped it here with the hammer, like right here, and I just pulled straight up. My feet were holding down on this, so it made it easier for me to pull up. No sense in showing you because, well, I couldn't really show you because then you would have seen my face, and you know how I am about that. Someday, maybe, it's going to happen right away. So you guys will have to hold on and wait. Wait patiently. Because you never know, I might just be, one day and say, oh, well, I guess I'll show my face. So I guess you have to tune in and see. You really, really want to know. Alright, so there's those pieces. I just pulled them out, and that now is steel. That's my copper. And I'm just probably going to pull these plastic blue things off, and they'll go in the garbage. And this will be clean. So I only got one more small one over there to do, which I'm going to go cut it off. And it's just stuck. There we go. So I got one more to pull off here. I don't have to take this off because it's all number 2 anyhow, so they don't care. So there it is. That one's done. I got one to go, and so still, if you've got any suggestions, it's on my table. It's going to be here for a little bit. So please, leave me a comment. I really do. If you've got any suggestions. Like I said, you can't get in that to cut it. There's no, see how far in it is? It's way in there, and I can't get in to cut down that. Like you could that one. So, and I'm not using the wire cutters, guys, so keep that in mind. Alright, thank you. So this is the small one. I just cut it off. As you can see, I kind of cut it on that side. That doesn't really matter because my bucket's right here. So I'm going to throw these little bits and pieces in it. I got my glove on because this stuff is really prickly. So as you can see, it's cut. So I'm going to see if I can pull it off here. And it's a good chunk of copper. That's why I did it. So we're going to see how well it comes off. And it's prickly, so I didn't want to jam my fingers into that and have a bunch of little pricks on my finger. We're going to see how well it turns out here. It's got, still got a pretty good hold on it here. We're going to take this here and let's see if we can pry it up. It might be another one of them where I have to hold it or yank on it because it doesn't want to come. Because I've already taken the screws and the stuff out of it, so. My suggestion to everything, use a hammer. I know it's just, I don't know, I grab the hammer because I find it's just easier for me. Let's see, it's just prying it up now. If I can get a bunch of it up, it'll make that, give it a gap in it so I can actually pull it all out like that. There we go, it's coming now. See, it'll come all the way around and I'll just keep pulling it off like that. String. It's like string. Well, it's a little heavier, it's like more like straw. The way it's coming off. As you can see, it's coming off. This stuff hurts when it pricks you in the fingers. It's not nice. I used to peel wire by hand when I was younger, and I'd do the prickly stuff, and I'll tell you, I'm glad I don't do it no more. My hands, man, used to get it. I'd have blood run in my fingers sometimes when it pricked me. It just hurt. So my hands are kind of tough. I mean, I'm kind of used to working on this stuff. So I don't really have delicate hands. So, and I like to be kind of a hands-on kind of person. I like to learn new things. So if somebody's doing something, like when they put my outside furnace in, just to give you a story while we're sitting here and you're watching me, because I mean, you can see pretty much what I got to do. I just got to keep ripping on myself. So I'll give you a story, I guess. When they put my outside furnace in, I was literally stuck up the guy's butt trying to figure out everything he's doing. And now, I don't even need anybody to maintain my furnace, because I can do it myself, because I paid attention when everything was installed. I asked questions. Even when the furnace and stuff was installed, everything was installed, I always make sure I pay attention when people's installing stuff. Anything, because I like to learn it. I don't want to call someone up and say, oh, how do you do that? Because I don't know how to do it. I take mental notes and I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. And I have. I've maintained my outside furnace. There's not a lot that can go wrong with it. But, you gotta know what you're doing with stuff. if you're not mechanically inclined with a lot of stuff, some people think that they are, and they're just not. But yeah, it's just coming off, like you can see. It's going to come off on the other side too, so. But I just got to keep peeling it off. So it's going to be a bit of a, I might just maybe take it and cut it on this side too, and then just pull it off maybe. Alright, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching.